Community 1010 WOLB and WOLBbaltimore.com.
Shop Talk with Cassandra Renee, the radio show where we talk about it all. Hey, welcome to Shop Talk with Cassandra Renee. With me are my co-hosts, Kevin Eaton.
Good morning, Baltimore.
And Angelo Superstar Barbara Richardson.
Good morning.
Hey, how's everybody today?
Good.
Had a good weekend?
Oh, yeah. Living life and loving every minute of it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Nice, beautiful weekend. A little bit of rain, but it was okay. A lot of motorcycle riding.
Oh, you rode your motorcycle?
Yeah, ripped the streets of Baltimore. You know how we do it.
The streets will never be the same, y'all. On the air, we have Miss B. Hi, Miss B.
Good morning.
Miss Big, good morning.
Welcome to the show. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. Had a very good weekend. We had a family reunion this weekend, so it was very exciting.
Oh, great.
Wonderful.
And I tell you, just to briefly recap our show from last week, Kevin.
Yeah.
Older men with raising small children. That was a great show, Kevin. Kevin actually kind of spearheaded that, did all the research, and got the guests together and did a wonderful job.
Yeah, well, you know, we're out there. We're out there, you know. We're out there just trying to find out if there's more of us than you imagine. You know, older people that are actually raising younger kids.
Yes.
You know, and we're proud of it.
Yes. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, we are proud of it.
Okay, as most of you know, we have our From the Heart campaign. And part of our From the Heart campaign is lupus, sarcoidosis, and HIV awareness. Actually, the event that we're going to have on September the 7th, a portion of the proceeds will be going to the Lupus Foundation of America. And on the phone, we actually have Miss Jessica Gilbert. She is the CEO, president of the Lupus Foundation of America. Hello, Jessica.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for calling in.
Good morning.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Shop Talk with Cassandra Renee show.
Yes. Would you tell us briefly, what is lupus?
Lupus is a very complicated disease. A lot of people with lupus and even physicians have trouble explaining it. But a simplified version is that lupus is an incurable autoimmune disease that can attack any organ system in your body. Basically, your immune system becomes overactive, and your body basically becomes allergic to itself. Every case of lupus is different, and no patient presents the same. So like I said, it's very complicated and hard for people to understand.
Okay, what are the symptoms of lupus?
The symptoms can range from anywhere from hair loss and anemia to muscle pain and fatigue. Some people have a rash across their face when they have lupus, and that's pretty much the only visible sign of lupus. A lot of patients do not look sick at all, which is, again, why it's so hard for others to understand, because they don't understand why somebody's lying in bed in excruciating pain and they don't have the energy to do anything when they look fine. So the symptoms are very, I guess, general. So it often is misdiagnosed with other diseases. So it can take, on average, 3 to 5 years before somebody can diagnose it.
And speaking of diagnosis, how is it? How is it diagnosed?
If a person thinks that they have lupus, if they have signs and symptoms, it's always best to, of course, start with your primary care doctor. Most likely that doctor will refer you to a rheumatologist, and the rheumatologist will do a series of blood tests and look at your comprehensive medical history. And that's years and years of medical history, because they really have to go back a long time to see, could this be lupus? And we do encourage everyone to see a rheumatologist, because they're really the experts in the field. There's no one test to diagnose lupus, which is frustrating for patients. So that's why they do have to go through a series of blood tests.
And is it hereditary?
That's an interesting question. There's no proven genetic link for lupus. However, we do know that autoimmune diseases run in families, and we do have people who have a higher prevalence of lupus in their family, but then we have others who they're the only person in their family with lupus or an autoimmune disease. So again, there's just no absolute.
Yeah. Way of diagnosing. Ms. B, do you have any questions for Jessica?
Actually, I do, Jessica. My father is deceased now, but he had lupus. So is there anything that children can do to prevent? Is there anything preventative that can be done?
There's nothing that we know of that you can do to prevent lupus. However, educating yourself and being aware of the signs and symptoms can greatly help you if you do have an onset of lupus, because a lot of times severe damage occurs because people don't know they're living with lupus. So there are things that doctors can do and medications you can take to, of course, make lupus better. So early diagnosis is really the key. So educating yourself and being aware, having a dialogue with your physician is very important.
Okay. And can lupus be mistaken? Well, can something else be, is there any other diseases that could be actually misdiagnosed as something else and it actually be lupus? Is there something that's very close to it?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's usually other autoimmune diseases. We've had people talk to us and tell us that, at first they were diagnosed with fibromyalgia, and then they were diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and they had all these different diagnoses, and nothing they were doing was helping them get better. So that's, why it can take 3 to 5 years before you get an official correct diagnosis.
Okay. Now, I did want to ask you one other thing. I know you said something about the skin rash. My father did have skin rash, but he also had loss of pigmentation. And is that a sign of lupus, or I know it's an autoimmune deficiency signal.
Yeah, it certainly can be, and a lot of our patients do have alopecia that comes scarring from hair loss as well. So it certainly could be. I can't say the absolutes of if that specifically was attributed from his lupus, but it sounds like he definitely had. Did he have different autoimmune diseases, more than one?
No.
No, just lupus.
I think one doctor said it was vitiligo, but we ended up finding out it was pertaining to the lupus.
Yeah, people with lupus they can get skin rashes all over their body. The most visible place is over their nose and under their eyes, and we call that the butterfly rash. But again, there are people with discoid lupus, which means lupus of the skin, and that can cause rashes all over your body.
Right, and also the discoid lupus, those clients do lose their hair sometimes, because I deal with that as a trichologist.
Kevin?
Yeah, I just want to let our listeners know if you want to get involved with our conversation, you can call in at 410-481-1010. Okay, that's 410-481-1010. Oh yeah, I had a question for you, Jessica. The question I had is, how long has lupus been around? Is it like a new disease, or has it been like 100 years, or is it like something that's been throughout the history of man?
Yeah, lupus has always been around, but I think we're hearing about it more because, we're learning more. There has only been one drug approved by the FDA for lupus in the past 50 years, and that drug was approved just a couple of years ago. So there was really a lull in any type of advance regarding lupus, and because it's so hard to diagnose and people don't look sick, I really don't think people heard about it. It was definitely there, but we're just now learning more and trying to diagnose people accurately and quickly.
So you're saying something that's been around for a while, we just didn't know exactly what it was and how to diagnose it.
Exactly.
Okay. Another question that I wanted to ask you, I don't know if it might be a question that don't make sense, and I'm no doctor or nothing like that, right? But is lupus, could you put it in a category? Like, is it a virus or a bacteria or like a cancer or you know what I mean?
Yeah, it falls in the category of autoimmune disease. So lupus is not cancer, and it is not infectious or contagious, meaning that you can't catch lupus from somebody else. So it's internally where something's going haywire in your body. And in the case of lupus, your immune system is overactive. So people living with lupus want to stay away from anything that can spike a reaction in their immune system. I know cold and flu season's coming up, and a lot of people take echinacea and stuff to hold off colds, but people with lupus want to stay away from things like that.
Okay. So it might be it could be like a allergy or allergic reaction or something?
I've actually heard rheumatologists explain lupus as a case of bad luck. That basically some people are predisposed to have the genetic makeup for lupus, and then they're kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time. So there is some type of trigger, whether it's environmental or stress-related, that triggers the onset of lupus, which is why the twin studies are so interesting, because we have several siblings and even twins where one has it and the other doesn't. So they do think that there is that trigger that sets off lupus. And if you think about it, 90% of lupus patients are women, 10% are men. So and patients are usually diagnosed during their childbearing years, meaning 18 to 34 years old. So if you think about a woman that age, they're often going through college or just getting married, having children. All of those events are exciting, but they're also very stressful. So there is thought that could have something to do with it as well. But I do want to throw in there that, of course, there's no absolutes. There are certainly men living with lupus and people diagnosed as children and people diagnosed later in life.
Okay, we're going to bring Charles into the conversation. Hi, Charles, you're on the air.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to ask, how costly is it to diagnose and treat, and is it a cure for lupus, or is it just manageable?
There is no known cause and no known cure for lupus. So basically, patients are stuck working with their rheumatologist with limited options. A lot of patients do have to use off-label medications, meaning that the medication may be designed to treat cancer, but we've found that it can help lupus symptoms. So the cost of actual treatment would depend on the patient and what the medication regimen their doctor wanted to use with them, because there isn't one specific treatment plan that's going to work for every patient. And that can be frustrating as well. So that's, again, why we tell people to go see their rheumatologist so you can really work closely with someone who can help manage your symptoms.
What's the likelihood that the treatment could be denied because it's too costly or they don't see a benefit?
We certainly have had patients encounter those obstacles, but usually working with the physician, and here at our chapter, we have a patient navigator on our staff that can work with people if they are encountering those obstacles. Insurance companies can be tricky at times, certainly, but usually after the doctor submits the validation of why it's being prescribed, it can get through.
Okay, any other questions, Charles?
Thank you very much. I appreciate her time. Thank you.
Thank you. On the air, we have Sharon. Welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Everyone.
Good morning.
Good. I have to say, first of all, my mother has scleroderma, and which is severe autoimmune system disease. And I have 4 sisters and 1 brother. When my oldest sister and I get our blood drawn, they say that we have a lupus trait showing in our blood work. I also was told that because of my mom's disease, that some of her genes are possibly passing on to us to make our blood work abnormal. So it's like a mysterious thing because the rheumatologist that I saw I think that I really was a puzzle to him because when I was going consistently to this one particular physician, I think he was really agitated because he didn't know exactly what was wrong with me. I've had episodes also. Now I've been diagnosed with Graves' disease because of my thyroid. I have a lot of stuff going on with my immune system. If my blood work comes back again showing a sign of lupus, should I again see a rheumatologist?
I think, again, it sounds like you're encountering a lot of obstacles that people with lupus are encountering, and I'm sure it's a very frustrating process. There is an antibody, it's called ANA, the anti-nucleose antibody, and a lot of these patients test positive with that antibody. But like I was saying before, there is no one test that means you definitely have lupus. So you could have that antibody and not have lupus. That is definitely possible. But if you continue to have symptoms and continue having questions, I would certainly recommend a second opinion. That never hurts, and most doctors are totally fine with that because it may take two set of eyes to really examine your complete medical history and determine what's going on.
Okay, Angelo.
I just want to know how the disease affects men as opposed to women.
With men, I was saying 10% of patients are men. A lot of times in that case, we know that lupus can be more severe in male patients, and it's hard for men because lupus is known as a woman's disease because 90% of patients are women. However, in terms of, onset, symptoms can be virtually the same. It could present in any organ of your body. You could be extremely fatigued, and you just don't have the energy to do anything anymore.
Right.
So we do offer programs and support just for men living with lupus because it is a subset of the population that needs to be, supported and understood. But yeah, that's really the basics is that it can be more severe, so we know that we want to find it early and start treatment right away.
So how can they contact you for that support?
Yeah, we welcome anybody to call. We serve D.C., Maryland, and Virginia, and we know that there's over 80,000 individuals living with lupus in our service area. So if anybody has any questions, we have a patient navigator on staff 5 days a week, and she can be reached by calling 888-787-5380.
Okay, and let's talk about the Lupus Walk that's coming up on September 28th.
Yeah, we're really excited this year. It's our first year holding the walk at Rash Field, Baltimore's Inner Harbor. So we're excited about the visibility that we're going to get. Last year we had close to 2,000 people come out and support our walk. And this year we're looking for the number to go up even higher. It'll be a great day of activities. You can bring the whole family, and we're going to walk around the Inner Harbor.
Oh, that sounds exciting.
Yeah.
So that date again is September the 28th.
Saturday, September 28th, and we'll start the pre-walk festivities at 9 a.m. with the actual walk starting at 10. And we're telling people to come. There's going to be food trucks available. You can bring your own lunch and hang out in Rash Field with stuff to do for everybody. So it's just a great way for everyone in the lupus community to get together, or for anybody just to come show support to this population who really, they fight a battle every day they get out of bed. So we support caregivers and, of course, patients living with the disease, and we're hoping for a great turnout.
Wonderful. And what is the website for that?
The website is www.marylandlupuswalk.org.
Wonderful. Does anyone else have any questions?
I have a follow-up question for you, Jessica. As far as lupus, where's lupus like on the totem pole when it comes to like support and research to try to find a cure for this disease? You know what I mean? Like cancer's like high up there, and something else might be not as as important in the eyes of research. Where is lupus on that on that scale?
I will say I've been with the chapter for 5 years now. And when I started, there was really not much going on in the pipeline 5 years ago. However, it's been such an exciting time to be a part of the lupus community because, like I said, the first drug in over 50 years was just approved 2 years ago, and that's given light to the disease. And I don't know if you've seen it, but there are commercials on TV now promoting awareness. Could I have lupus? LupusCheck.org. So it's starting to gain more attention and momentum, but we really have a long way to go because the one drug that has been approved does not work for everyone. So there needs to be multiple drugs available to patients. So I think it's slowly reaching and climbing in popularity among the researchers, so we're getting there. And like I said, it's been a really exciting time.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, Jessica, is there anything else you'd like to leave with our listeners? What are your final thoughts?
I just want people to know what the symptoms are, to really educate themselves. Give us a call if you have any questions. We're here to help and offer support. And we have great information on our website as well. That's www.lupusdmv.org. And we're here to help, and we really hope people come out and see us on Walk Day. It's a great event, so we hope to see you there.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ah, that was good.
Yeah.
At this time, I'd like to acknowledge our diamond sponsor, Mr. Austin B. Groom Jr. He holds a CPA, CIA, CMA, and MBA. He has 30 years of financial management, auditing, and accounting experience in the federal and state governments. Give him a call at 410-902-8737 or 443-850-9118. Also, our gold sponsor is Morgan's Supernatural Carpet Cleaning. Give them a call at 410-893-4463. And as I mentioned earlier, we have our anniversary event that's going to be taking place on Saturday, September the 7th. We are so excited about that event, and we invite you
Indeed we do.
to come out and party with us. We actually have paper tickets now. So Angelo has paper tickets available in Glen Burnie. I have paper tickets available.
We have tickets here in Baltimore.
Yes, Bel Air Road. Kevin is all about and everywhere, so he has tickets. So those of you who are uncomfortable with purchasing tickets online, because you can obtain tickets by going through our website, talkwithcassandra.com, and follow the link there. And you can purchase tickets that way. But if you prefer paper tickets, we do have them. And you can give us a call to gain more information on that, or where we are, where you can find tickets, exactly where you can find them, at 443-579-7690. Again, that's 443-579-7690. During this event, we're going to have networking opportunities. We're going to have music. We're actually going to have opportunities for vendors. So if you own a business, if you are a vendor, if you make jewelry or that sort of thing, please contact us, info@talkwithcassandra.com, because we actually have vendor space for as little as $35. We're going to have a fashion show, which is going to just, oh my goodness, it's going to showcase the work of local designers. The attire is semi-formal to formal attire. The host for the evening will be Green.
Be good.
Be good. It's going to be good. And the food, we have lots of food. That's something that Angelo is working on, right?
Indeed he is.
He's going to be the chef of the evening. We're also going to have a VIP lounge. The price of the tickets are $40 general, $50 for VIP. And with the VIP, you will get access to the VIP lounge, where you're going to have like special hors d'oeuvres and special stuff just for our VIPs. How about that? We also are going to have a contest on our Facebook fan page, Shop Talk with Cassandra Renee. So we constantly have contests on there, so keep an eye on that. What do you think,
All I can
Kevin?
say is, don't cheat yourself, treat yourself.
right,
Coming
treat
out
someone
to the
else.
red carpet. Yeah, treat yourself or someone else with you. Coming out to the red carpet affair. Get some of that taste of Hollywood. You watch television all the time, watch the BET Awards, how they come strutting in and paparazzi will be there, you know.
Of course.
Yeah, you know.
Paparazzi always follows the superstars.
Enjoy yourself, be the star that you are, you know, and, you know, it's about you. It's about our listeners.
Exactly.
It's about our listeners. That's what it's about.
And gentlemen, if you have a special lady in your life and you want to impress her,
This is it.
this is going to be the talk of the
You
town.
bring into this right here, she will talk about this forever.
She will love you forever.
Yeah,
How
I'm
about
telling you.
that?
Yeah, how about the time we went to that event, remember, and they had that. I don't even want to tell us. Like,
No, we don't want to
surprise,
get We want them to be surprised. But trust and believe.
Come on out with this one, man. Look good. Bring him, have her looking good.
Feel good.
Yeah, well, you know, have him, bring him, you know.
That's right. Brian, are you coming? Oh, you looked at me like, I don't know. Oh, yeah, we're coming. We're going to draft you.
You gotta come check us out.
Exactly. And see what we can do.
Exactly.
Yeah, Brian's our engineer, in case y'all don't know, y'all. He's back there, you know, turning buttons and things of that nature.
I know, answering calls and giving us like little smoke signals. Brian, you don't have anything to say? I'm surprised he doesn't have anything to say. Oh, here.
I'll check my schedule. I'll pencil it in.
Okay, well, thank you for penciling that in. We'd like to thank you so much for tuning into our show today, and we look forward to talking to you again next week, next Monday at 11 o'clock. And until next week, bye-bye.
All right, y'all. Go to that walk September 28th. And a hug. All right, y'all.
Shop Talk with Cassandra Renee, the radio show where we talk about it all. Beauty, sports, current events, health, travel, music, and so much more. You can reach us at info@talkwithcassandra.com or www.talkwithcassandra.com.
18.99%. Financing not available in Illinois, Massachusetts, and Arkansas.
Breaking news.